Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hope you're doing well.
So we are back again with an interesting video, but the society shies away from talking on such topics, and we think it's time the youth talked about it, because this generation itakuwa yetu one time. So today we are going to talk about rape, and I came with my friend.
Okay.
Yes. So I came here with my friend.
No, I came alone. Yeah.
So she's going to introduce herself, then we just get into the discussion.
Hi guys, my name is Janet Award Otieno. I have a YouTube channel that I post nothing, but you can go and follow. You can go and subscribe there too. Hopefully when the Lord touches me, I might create content and post it.
Yeah. Right now she doesn't have intelligence and knowledge.
No, I have content, I have lots of ideas, but executing them is a problem.
Okay, so we are going to talk about rape, but before we start talking about rape, we have to know what rape is.
Yes. This is the unconsented sexual act. And in the society it has been proven. I do not know the exact number, but most women and girls get raped as compared to men. Yeah.
And so we are going to tackle 3 types of rape: the date rape, and the drug rape, and the children's rape. The date rape, in date rape kuna Roman 1 and Roman 2. Roman 1 is the acquaintance rape, where the people know each other, like the person committing the act knows the victim, right? And that is the drug rape. Yeah, the drug rape is where the victim anachukuanga, like anakud intoxi.
Not the victim, but the perpetrator.
No, ita hiyo jina yote.
Sindio? The perpetrators. Correct kama niko wrong.
Hiyo intoxi.
Tuseme the perpetrator.
The perpetrator intoxicates the victim, and the act goes on without the victim having any knowledge, and
they might even wake up the next morning, they don't remember.
Yeah, they don't remember. And the gang rape, nile, like a victim is raped by 3, 4, 5, 10. Yes. And the child rape, it can be either mtoto na mtoto, whereby a 15-year-old rapes an 8-year-old, or it can be a parent raping a child, or anyone in authority, or
any relative,
an uncle, anyone in authority, pastor, youth leader raping a kid,
teachers. Yeah, those are the types of rape.
And so our psychologist.
So these are I have listed a few long-term effects of rape. One of them being distrust, because they feel like they cannot trust anyone, because rape happens to it is a trauma, therefore it leaves you with a sense of like insecurity. Another one, it will give the victim a sense of shame or guilt, because they always feel like it was somehow their fault.
This society, it's a gendered society, so when rape happens, they are like, the victim is most stigmatized than the culprit, then the blame is on the victim than the culprit. So we tend to focus more on what was the victim putting on, or what time was it when the action was taking place. So you get, when rape happens, the victim anajuanga like, it will be about me, and this person will have to go scot-free.
Yeah, so that brings in shame and guilt. It also brings in a sense of powerlessness, because you feel like your power was taken away from you. It also brings a dent in our person's sexuality. Let's say, for example, if a child was sexually abused with a female, and this child is a female, they will have a very weird way of seeing sexuality, or they will shy away from sexual relations in the future as adults, because it was painful, it was a traumatic event to them. It won't be something that they will be looking forward to. Therefore, it will bring a lot of issues in their adulthood when they're trying to get into relationships. Also, another thing is drugs and substance abuse. Now this comes as a result of shame, so they will try to be hiding the shame and the pain, and this
And
time
how to forget about it, yeah.
they will drink, they will
They'll
like
smoke weed, they'll do
all
anything
types of
just
drugs
to like
numb
forget,
themselves
to
from
numb
that pain.
themselves, yeah.
Another thing, these people are not self-advocates. Once if they have not healed and they have not gone through therapy, they will not advocate against rape, or they will not do anything. They rarely speak out about such things. Another thing is that they might suffer from hypersexuality. This is mean that they might be addicted to sex. They will be very, very profane, and it won't be just any type of sex. They will be addicted to having sex with anyone, because they were meant to believe that that's the only way.
Yeah.
That's how they're useful. So these are the type of people you find. They will be in very many casual relationships. They don't form feelings. It might be as a result of rape, but not all go the same way.
They're just there for a moment.
Yeah. Another one is this type of people are prone to depression, anxiety, and self-harm. These people are very suicidal. They are very I don't know, they are very close. I would say that they like isolating themselves because they form very superficial relationships. They don't form deep relationships, because when you need to make a deep relationship deep, that means you have to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And for them to be vulnerable, it means that they will have to open up these old wounds that they don't want to deal with at that time. So for them, it's really hard for them to open up. And for me, as the solution that I see mostly as a Christian woman, I would definitely say,
As a what?
as a Christian woman, I would definitely say you take it to the Lord and pray for healing, to forgive yourself as a victim, to forgive the perpetrator, and also just to forgive the society, because in a way they didn't fight for you. Number 2, you should seek therapy, if not immediately, but you should seek therapy, because we have seen so many people lose their lives because of suicidal thoughts. Because of rape. And also it gives a person a sense of like you're not worthy. You're not worthy.
Because when it happened, nobody was there for you. The society was against you. People close to you tend to say it was all your fault. So you're like, I was alone in this fight and nobody cares. But the truth of the matter is, people care, but they don't want to show you they care, because they shy away from speaking it out. They shy away from calling a spade,
especially in families.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in a family, you can get, maybe I was raped, for example,
with
with my uncle, and my family, they're coming together, they're covering up the act, and because they don't want my uncle to go to jail, or they don't want me to get justice, because it's family and it's not right. If you rape someone, you have to pay. People should get justice when they get raped. This matter of it's my uncle, it's my grandfather, it's my boyfriend. Nobody has a right to have sex with you
without your
consent. I know
whether you are drunk.
Yes, whether you are drunk or not drunk, nobody has that right. Rape is rape regardless. When I say no, it's a no. A no will never mean yes to anyone. So you get people shy away from talking about these things, and the victims out here suffer, and they can't even open up.
They can't advocate for themselves, because you can't talk about something that you have not healed from.
Yeah.
You get it?
And or they can talk about it, but with a lot of bitterness. I'm at that anger that it once happened to me, but nobody cared about it. But let's just hope that this generation is going to be a good generation, and men and our boys should stop seeing women as objects of sex.
But rape does not only happen to girls.
Yeah, I know.
Majority are girls, but
girls.
also boys get sexually abused, and that's another thing that we don't talk about as a society. That's another thing that we don't talk about. But rape is rape, whether you're raping a girl
or a boy. It is rape,
and it's wrong. And I don't think we should condone
you have
it.
no even like you, as in you don't have the energy to justify the act that happened. You just have to like stand up and say, yo, this was wrong and it is not right, and fight for that victim till the person gets justice. That way, many people who were raped kitambo at least will come out and say like there's someone trying to fight for this thing, for this disease, and they're like, yo, we are here, let's talk about it, and then let's pour out our hearts.
Yeah. Okay.
And so your final take?
My final take is that, guys, if you know somebody who was raped and they're suffering in silence, please just try and push them to go for therapy, because that's the one key, the first step. Also pray for them to open up and want to do that for themselves, because you can never force someone to go for therapy. You can never hold a gun in their head and be like, you are going to therapy. you can't do that. At the end of the day, it has to be their own choice, and
it has come from inside. Yeah, it's
so pray for them, for God to tell them like really, because such people they never really know that they have issues. Yeah.
So my final take is like I get so angry or hungry. I get so angry when someone tries to justify rape. When someone gets raped, let's not all those questions like, how was she dressing? What time was it? You are akwe raped. Like, yo, there are men who rape animals. So that means kids. So that means we should start like clothing animals. Tuvalishe ng'ombe nguo kwa sababu ni nguo zinafanya like mtu anakwe. When you feel like the society isn't there for you, like keep that story for yourself till the time you'll get someone,
a professional.
You'll get a profession like who will take you. Okay guys, sorry for that. So I was saying like if you are raped or if you are a victim of rape and you feel like the society isn't ready yet to like call a spade or to have such conversations, keep it to yourself. I know one time God will send someone towards your way and just a miracle will happen somewhere.
They shouldn't keep it to themselves.
No! Ambie nani sasa when the society is judging.
No, if you are raped or you are a rape victim, go and look for a professional therapist.
Sasa society ina judge.
Society will judge you, but at the end of the day, therapists don't judge you.
Okay, let's say it's someone like who doesn't know things about therapy, because unajua pia hakuna education about this sexual thing. So huyo mtu afanye ni mtu wako huko ushago amekuwa raped.
Ana watch you.
Me, I'll prefer like they keep it to themselves first. Then like maybe unajua as time goes by you identify someone who can take you through the process.
The more you keep it to yourself, the more damage you die.
But the more you talk about it, the more you get judged.
No one will charge. The more you talk about it, the more you heal.
Okay, talk about it with the right person.
Somebody you trust.
Someone you trust, because you don't want to go out there and find your story in the market or in a restaurant. Just talk it out to someone you trust. Sawa.
Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching.